So, what happens if your business suddenly just can't run tomorrow? If that makes you nervous, then that means you're not ready. I want to tell a little story. One of my best friends had a stroke at 40 years old, completely unexpected. She just sort of had a stroke, no pre existing conditions, no nothing. And now she is paralyzed from the only thing she can move is her eyes. And it happened right after her 40th birthday, and it really changed my life in a really profound way. You just never know when tragedy is going to hit. You don't always expect it, and it's not really always related to something that you've done. So you have to plan, right? So when that happened, I thought, okay, who do I want to take care of me? If something happens to me, who do I want to take care of me? So I thought about it. I wanted someone who was scientific, who would do some research to see if I could recover, who would help me recover, who would do whatever it took to get me the best care, who was emotional enough to love me and want me to do better, to get better, but not so emotional that it clouded their judgment in terms of the decisions that they made. And I can tell you that that person, those people, none of them are related to me. I think sometimes people being related to you is not very helpful in those situations. Um, but just in terms of my business, the way my businesses are set up, it really caused me to think about succession planning and reevaluate some of the decisions that I had made to make sure that I had a team such that everything wouldn't fall apart, to make sure that my children would have access to my bank accounts, to make sure that my clients would continue to be served, et cetera, et cetera. Succession planning is for everyone. If one person leaves, no matter who it is, the business shouldn't fall apart. It shouldn't. If you're in a position where you are an essential person to your business, then you're going to have a problem, right? You could have a stroke tomorrow. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. You have to plan ahead. And so I'm going to have a series of these suggestions just based on my life, based on my experience, and based on my clients and what I've had to help them walk through when it comes to succession planning, especially for those who had to sort of do it very quickly because they didn't plan ahead. And just to explain to you, what that looks like, especially from a small business standpoint, because small businesses generally have a small team and there are some pretty hard decisions made about where that money goes. And oftentimes they don't plan to get, for a sickness. They don't plan for the owner to be unavailable. They don't think about the fact that no one can get into their bank accounts, or no one can make a decision, no one can talk to the payroll company. um, there's so many issues when a small, closely held business fails to do succession planning that could really just tank the business pretty soon after that. The business owner is not available. So I'm going to try to give as much advice as I can. I would hope that you would book a consultation with me so I can talk to you about your particular circumstance. But even if you don't come to me, talk to someone or do as much as you can, watch videos, figure it out, but make sure you do it. Again, my name is Ahaji Amos. I'm a small business attorney and I'm licensed in Missouri, Texas, and North Carolina. I would love to help you. Please follow me so you can get more tips for small business growth. Thanks. Bye.